Well, guys, the boogeyman got me last week. The infamous Section 3 review that Amazon sends out to random sellers. Not sometimes it's not random, but to me it felt like it was random. I got hit with it last Monday, and I did in fact beat my Section 3 case. I'm here to tell the story today, so I'm diving deep into um, what I think happened with my Section 3, how the whole process went, all the documentation, what actually happens when you're going through it. And I'm going to give you guys some tips on what you could be doing to prepare yourself in case you guys get hit with a Section 3. And you can refer back to this video if this ever comes to be. Hopefully no one has to go through this, but if it does, I figured a good video would help you guys out. So let's jump straight into it. I got a lot to talk about today. So, for those of you that don't know what a Section 3 is, basically Amazon sends you an email that says, hey, we're holding all of your money. You can't send any more FBA shipments in, and you can't pay yourself until you give us what we're asking for. So, why do you get Section 3s? Well, to my understanding, usually when you get a Section 3, it's when Amazon thinks you could possibly be doing something that is harmful to their consumers, whether it's counterfeit goods, stolen goods, drop shipping. It can also be just like your bank account statements aren't quite matching up with the information that you're giving them on Amazon, like word for word. Like in my case, I live in a address that has a unit A in it, but I think in my bank statement it didn't have the unit A, but on my Amazon account it had the unit A. So I don't really know if that actually triggered it or not. But anyway, that's what a Section 3 is, and it's one of the more scarier things you can go through as an Amazon seller. Like I'm not gonna lie, like the last week has been super stressful. Just getting my documents together, all of my invoices for the ASINs that they pulled. Um, you know, Business articles of organization, business documents, supply chain, even just like contracts with my prep center, contracts with my VA, just like literally getting anything imaginable that they might ask for on my Section 3 review call. I wanted to have and be ready and be prepared for it. So um, yeah, a Section 3 is very scary. It's an account level um, review. So a lot of times you can get hit with like an IP complaint or a counterfeit complaint. Those are a lot of times are just ASIN level complaints that you can submit an appeal for individually for a particular ASIN. But Section 3s are your whole account is under review, and the three ASINs that they pulled for my Section 3 were three of my biggest like replens, two books and one used DVD. I don't think these three ASINs had anything to do with why my account was getting reviewed. Like, there's no way that these books are counterfeit, or I don't think I've gotten a complaint for them unless there's something on Amazon's back end that I'm not seeing. But luckily for me, not luckily, I would say about half of each ASIN I have half Amazon invoices for, and then the other half are eBay invoices. So I ended up winning this case with both Amazon and eBay invoices. I didn't have enough Amazon invoices to make up for the entire quantity that they were asking for. They asked for like 84 of one book, 84 invoices units of one book, 32 of another, and then 36 of another. So it was about 140-ish units that I had to find invoices for to show them that I paid for this, have a matching credit card with what my credit card statement's saying with my invoices. Um, and yeah, I really don't think that the ASINs that they pulled were under any sort of review. I think they just randomly pulled three ASINs from my active inventory. The one thing I will say is I did have a ton in stock for those three ASINs, so probably the most out of anything I had. Like each of them had 10 or more units in stock. Like one of them was a Christmas DVD that I had like 44 units in stock. So I've heard that could trigger this. Um, but anyway, so that's what a Section 3 is. I got my review call, or I had my review email that hit me on Monday. I took 2 or 3 days to gather all of my documents, and then I had my review call scheduled for 8 a.m. on Friday, December 12th, I believe. So before I get into the actual video interview, I want to talk about the documents that I had put together a little bit more in depth for what I did and why I think it worked. So I did end up talking to a lawyer. Her name is Michelle, who Steve Rakin actually plugged me with. I actually had heard about her at the Books and Beyond conference from Romer the Romer, and I had a few phone calls with her. She was very, very nice. Honestly, I was like shocked she was giving me like this information for free. But I was very, very grateful. So I literally pulled everything I could, right? Like they're asking for an identity document, like which was like my driver's license, articles of organization, bank statement, credit card statement, supply chain invoices, EIN, official government, like in state documents, all of that. And I put all of these into like really clean PDFs, and at the top of each PDF, I had a cover, basically like a cover letter that was like a white page that had my name, my business name, my address, my prep center address, my store merchant token, and then I had like a short paragraph of like 2 or 3 sentences that clearly explains what it is they're about to read in the PDF. So I got really organized and made sure that everything it just made sense and was very easy for like if my case was just passed on to somebody, they're probably going through hundreds of cases like a week probably. I wanted to make their life as easy as possible, like reading through my documents so that they could get through it very quickly and make a relatively like easy decision for them. So I made it very, very simple, and I think that did help me win this, because I could see where if you're really unorganized and you just paste like whatever you find, you get really emotional about it and you just paste the first like few documents you find and you're not organized about it. I could see I could definitely see where you could lose the case. But um I made sure that I'd like literally like checked like 9 or 10 times in all of my documents before I hit submit before the video call, and I do think that did play a part in me passing this. Before I get into the review call and how that went down today, I do have a sponsor for this video. That's kind of insane, right? I have a sponsor for the video, and today's sponsor is Three Colts and Seller 365, specifically their Seller 365 bundle. I use Seller 365, specifically Inventory Lab, Scout IQ, and Smart Repricer. So those are the 3 things that I'm using right now, currently in the bundle. There's a lot more in the bundle that you can get. There's like tactical arbitrage. There's like other stuff like I think it's like Feedback Whiz and other like really cool tools depending on your business model. But essentially, it's a like one-stop shop for everything that you need as an Amazon seller. There's like 9 or 10 different softwares in there, all for $69 a month. So really, you save a lot of money if you just get this package and bundle all of your softwares into like one suite like this. So, but Inventory Lab itself just is like I would pay that much just for Inventory Lab itself. But it's also nice to have Scout IQ just in case I go out to scan. And then I've also recently been using Smart Repricer because it comes with my package, and I've just found out that a lot of the repricers are kind of the same, the third party repricers at least. So I've just been using that recently. It's actually worked out pretty well. So I'll have a video coming out on that soon. But yeah, click the link in the description. Right now they have a Black Friday deal or Black Friday slash Q4 Christmas deal going on. I think you get 25% off your first 3 months. So if you guys are interested, click on the link in the description. It would help me out, my channel out, if you guys support me. So let's move on to the next part of the video. So as far as the actual review call went, it was at 8 a.m. last Friday, so about 4 days after I actually got the email. I got on about 5 minutes before the review call was actually starting, and I jump in there, and it's like this. It's kind of similar to the video call. I don't know if anybody has done the video call when you first sign up with your seller account, but I had to get onto a video call with somebody to verify my identity. I don't know if everybody had to do that, but it was similar to that, to where like the camera was showing just me, and I was just talking to an Amazon representative, and I couldn't see them. And it was a foreign. You can like it was definitely a foreign worker, probably someone in like India or the Philippines or somewhere in like that region. And it was like super loud in his background. Like you could tell he was working at some sort of like call center or somewhere because it was super loud in the background, and I felt bad because I had to ask like 9 or 10 times to repeat himself, like for certain questions, because I literally just could not hear him. Um, but the questions that they asked were more so like just you could just tell he was just going off this like checklist of questions. It was like, "What's your name? What's your business name? Are you the sole owner of your business? Um, are there any other users that have access to your Amazon account? Do you have invoices?" I had to show. I literally had to show. Like, guys, like this is. I want to show you this. I literally printed this thick of paper of so many different documents, invoices. Majority of this is invoices and showing like proof of shipping, proof of delivery, and just tons of stuff that I thought I might need, but they didn't need all of this, but I just wanted to be prepared. But the lawyer told me to print everything out and show them that you have everything here. And they did ask me for the invoices, like on the call, do you have them with you? So I was like, I just showed them up. I was like, yep, I have them right here. They're like, okay, good. And then that was it. I put them down on the ground. I literally had like on the floor right here. I had all of my invoices like laid out with these little stickers on them. It says like proof of fulfillment. This one says like certificate of existence. I had like 13 different documents just laid out on the ground with stickers so that if they asked for something, I just could quickly pick it up and show them that I had it. But I also digitally sent them all these documents too. So, um, but yeah, he just went through this like checklist of questions, and you could just tell that like he really had no idea what was going on with my case. He was just like kind of flying through these questions, and I kind of took my time and made sure I was answering them clearly. Um, I felt very confident with all the questions I answered. Besides, there was two at the end. He asked for. He said, "Do you have approval from the brands to sell these ASINs, and do you have brand transparency QR codes?" I was like, brand transparency QR codes. I was like, what? In my mind, I'm like, what the hell is that? Um, so I just said, no, I don't, but I would be happy to supply them after the call if you would like. I said something along the lines of like, I can get them for you or something just in case. Um, but yeah, obviously I don't have brand transparency QR codes for 2 books and a used DVD. Like, no. And I later found out that and someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that on Amazon's terms of service, used media doesn't like you don't need brand transparency documents for selling used items and used media. I'm pretty sure. At least ChatGPT told me that, but I could be wrong. But I felt really confident like after the call. It lasted probably like 10 or 15 minutes. It was super quick. And then after the call, I had to resubmit all of my documents again. So in order to schedule the call, I had to submit everything and then schedule the call. And then after the call, I had to go into my account health and resubmit everything again. And also on my account, I forgot to mention this. Also on my account health, I had a unsuitable inventory investigations policy violation. And I looked this up and researched it. It's a relatively new policy that Amazon has since like 2021 or 2022. It has to do with like stolen goods or something like that. So like I don't know if Amazon thinks you're doing something sketchy, basically they'll hit you with that, and you have to show proof of the supply chain or whatever. But that's where I had to go into my account health dashboard and submit everything again. And and at that time it was the same thing. I submitted my ID, I submitted my bank and credit card statement, I submitted my articles of organization along with my EIN, official document from the IRS, and then there was one more. Obviously, the supply chain and all of the invoices. My lawyer said they want proof of delivery and proof of shipping. I didn't upload those at first because I literally just took screenshots from emails and just like found every single one I could of each ASIN. They were kind of like unorganized, but I had it just in case they needed it. And I didn't submit that. I just submitted the supply chain. I put the Amazon invoices sort of first in order, and then um, the second half of my PDF for each ASIN, I put the eBay invoices. And also on the call, they asked me how do I source, and I said I buy from Amazon and sell back on Amazon. So and I that's also the thing too. Like I actually do that. Like that is my business model. Like I didn't lie to them and say I did something totally different. Um, Like that, I think that's a big thing too. Is just like owning up to what you did, and if you did anything, or just be 1,000% honest with what your business is. Like, don't make up, something just to, try to get by, because they will find out, and they might not play fair with you, and suspend your account indefinitely. So being honest with, I think, is a big thing that helped out a lot. But who really knows? One thing that I forgot to mention towards the beginning of the video is that my account was not shut down during this time. I was still able to sell. Like, a lot of my FBA stuff was still selling, but I just wasn't able to pay myself and take out. I literally, like, Monday was when I got hit with a Section 3, and I was going to get paid from Amazon on Tuesday. And it's Q4 right now, and is by far the biggest balance I've ever had in my account. Like, I'm not gonna say the number, but, like, it was up there, and I have bills to pay, got credit cards to pay off, and whatnot. So it was pretty scary, man. But it was very weird to me that, which is all which was kind of a green flag for me, that I thought I was gonna be okay, because I was still able to sell my inventory. I wasn't fully shut down, because everything, my account health was spotless, like no violations besides this one. Um, so I don't know. I think it could have been one of two things. Either I've gotten two counterfeit complaints from customers in the last year. I don't know if that triggered it, and then also, um, Amazon hit me with, like, the Inform Act recently, and I had to update my bank account for, like, my Brazil storefront, and I think there might have been, like, a mismatch there, because I had to resubmit it like 4 or 5 times before they finally approved it. So I don't know if that triggered this. I honestly don't even know why I got Section 3'd. But yeah, I just wanted to add that into this video as well, just to tell you, just in case if you get shut down, like, if you're going through this, I think there might be a difference between, like, there might be some Section 3s might be more severe than others, because I was still able to sell my inventory while I was going through this. So, like I said, after the call, I submitted all of my documents, and it was just a waiting game from there. So I submitted them on Friday, and obviously, I'm just checking my email. I'm literally checking my payouts, because I think that will be, like, that's like the first immediate sign, is, like, if I go to my payouts and I'm able to pay myself. I had my account level reserve was, like, nasty high, and then $0 able to pay myself. So once I saw some money to be able to take out, I thought that probably means that I got it lifted. Um, and so it was right around 2 days, like 48 hours after. It was Sunday, which was yesterday morning, that I got the email, and they said that my I'm allowed to make FBA shipments, so they're enabled, and that my funds have been released, and I'm able to pay myself again. So once I got that email, it was just like a huge relief off of my shoulders. Like, I mean, I told my whole family that I was going through this. My fiance, I've talked to several other sellers. Shout out to Steve Rakin, shout out to Joji, shout out to Jason Clark. Like, a lot of people that I am friends with in the business. They gave me some advice, especially Steve pointed me in the direction of a lawyer. Like, I really wouldn't have. I mean, I would have just, like, submitted stuff as best I could, but I would have not have thought to put everything into a PDF, like clean PDFs, and have cover letters thoroughly explaining what it is that the Amazon rep was about to read. So I really do think that was a big part of me passing this. I made it very easy for them to read through and assess whether my account is good or not. Which obviously I wasn't doing anything wrong, so, like, I had hope. Um, but yeah, man, I'm super super happy to be over this. Like, I think as a seller, no one wants to go through a Section 3. It could happen to anybody for sure. I thought that this would never happen to me, low key, but it happened to me, and I'm a better seller for it now. Like, I've gotten a Section 3. I've been through it, so I think I know how to pass it. It's not guaranteed that you're like, if I got Section 3 again, it's not guaranteed that my same method would work. But at least I'm 1 for 1, and I have some evidence of this working. So I feel like I'm more bulletproof as a business owner and a reseller now, and I'm here to help other people, like, win it. Like, if anybody is going through this right now, you're watching this video, like, feel free to reach out. I'll tell you what worked for me, and like, but again, like, there's no real guarantees whether you're gonna beat or not. It's, like, kind of random. You got to get lucky with who's going through your case. It depends on your business model. So for all of those that say eBay invoices don't work, I mean, literally over half. Like there was one ASIN where probably like 80% of the units were eBay invoices. So um, they worked for me, but also had to have I had some Amazon invoices with them too. So I don't know if that was what it was, but either way, I had eBay invoices. In my case, it worked. So um, yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this video, man. Like my key takeaways for a section 3 is, and what you should be like prepared for if it happens to you, is like I feel like you should have all this documentation organized into a folder on your computer, just in case this stuff happens. The invoices part with what we do with online arbitrage, you'll have to go fetch those if that were to ever happen to you. But you know your articles of organization, your EIN, all of your business documents, contracts with your prep center, contracts with your VAs, your identification, like a driver's license, and then also just like consult with a lawyer. Just have like a lawyer kind of like in the background, like connect with somebody, like even though nothing's going on with your account, but in the event that something might happen, at least you have a warm introduction to someone that could help you with your case. um like I don't know. I think now that I've been through this, like I'm definitely gonna be more organized. Not that I wasn't organized before, but I don't want to feel like I have to scramble to get all this together. So that would be my advice for people. Just like kind of be prepared if something like this were to happen to you. And yeah, man. Again, happy to beat this. Happy to get through this. And it happened at the worst time too, like during Q4. So I had but I had a bunch of stuff selling. So, but I don't know. It's I'm happy to be over it, man. I feel like I'm just rambling at this point. So, if you guys like the video, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate all the support, everyone that reached out and talked to me during this time. Like, can't thank you enough. Like, we're all in this together, right? Like, we all of us Amazon sellers, know someone that's kind of been through this. So the fact that we have a community that we can reach out and talk to help get issues like this resolved somewhat quickly is very, very valuable. So I appreciate everyone. I'm locked in now for 2026. I'm about to go so hard next year and really level up my business. Also with the content, a lot more stuff coming on the channel. So that'll be it for this video. I appreciate everyone, and I'll talk to you all soon. Deuces.